Good evening, Kalina.
Good evening, Treb Bor Yit NE. How are you?
I'm doing very well, and how are you doing in this evening?
I am very excited to talk to you and Aridif, and I know we have many callers who are excited to talk to you all as well.
Yes, before we get to the callers, what we wish to express to you in this day, first of all, besides the great gratitude for connecting to you and all of you who are calling in this day, we wish to express to you that in your earth journey as of late you have noticed that in the last 1 year of your time there's been difficulties, energies to overcome, adversities, and through this adversity, if you have found the other side of this adversity in this moment, you have also found the great green pasture that was on the other side. Although it is a common expression upon your planet that the grass is greener upon the other side, and this is meant to keep you away from straying too far, what we suggest is that anywhere where the grass looks most exciting, to please lead yourself in this way. And as you are coming down from any adversity that beat you physically or hurt you in a mental, emotional state, and you are seeing the benefits of the pain or overcoming of these specific belief systems that you have carried, what we wish to say to you is congratulations. We are very happy that you have learned through your experiences and that all of you are letting go of resistance to a very high degree. Before we take questions, I will connect to Aridif in one moment as he wishes to share something with you as well. One moment, please. Good evening to you all. This is Aridif. This is Aridif, and this is it spelled. We understand that all of you have come to ask questions about something that is within yourself that you desire to look upon. But let us first explain that by looking outside of yourself and all the information and excitement that you have been able to perceive in the last 2 years of your time is something that is not quite what it seems. As you have perceived things outside of yourself moving and hustling about and seeing all of these things fall into line through synchronicities or through energy that connects one to another, what you are perceiving is that the world around you is changing. But let us explain to you first that nothing outside of you has changed without something inside of yourself changing. Many entities have come to us with expressions of desires that they wish for us or entities outside of your planet to come in and to give them a saving grace. What they desire is for us to step in and bring our own energy to appease the happiness of the world in the way that they perceive it in that moment. But let us assure you that in your own development within you, it is allowed you to grow within a vibration which makes us perceivable to yourself. Use us as a tool to help guide yourself into your greatest excitements. Use us as the tool in which we are to stimulate and expand your consciousness in any degree that you desire. But what we do not wish for you to perceive us as, unless your desire is high, is to see us as your saving grace or savior. Neither myself nor Treb Bor Yit NE or any entity that you would perceive through channeled state, all of these entities who are well known to your own channeling community, such as Vashta and Abraham, Cryon, all of these entities are not here to save you. They are not here to make your life perfect. What they are here to do is to express an expansion within yourself that is reflected by our information. We are projections of your consciousness, aiding and assisting you in your growth and expansion, first internally and then externally. Once you change what is inside of your physical body, the non-physical energy that makes the soul in which you are, the greater and quicker the moving of energy around you will culminate into that desired change, and this is what we wish to share. You may begin questions whenever you are ready.
Oh, first of all, I want to express my gratitude also to you and Treb for being with us tonight. Thank you very much. And since we have so many callers, I'm going to go ahead and jump in.
Yes.
The first caller we have is the 770 area code. Who do we have with us this evening?
Hello.
Hi. Who do we have with us?
This is Robert.
Hi, Robert. Do you have a question for Treb Bor Yit tonight?
I have a question for Treb.
Yes, one moment and we will connect you to Treb Bor Yit NE. One moment. Yes, good evening, Robert.
Hello, Treb. It's nice to speak with you again.
Yes, it is always very exciting to speak to you as well.
I had a question about a race of beings in the Kalina constellation. I was watching a YouTube video with you channeling, and you mentioned something about a canine person being in a Kalina constellation. And I had a confirmation from Osiphus that there is indeed a three-dimensional civilization of canine-looking extraterrestrials that reside within the Kalina constellation. I was wondering if you could tell me something what you know about this race, because I have connections with them.
Yes, we are very aware of your connections, as your oversoul leaks much information and energy on the external portion of your energetic aura. We understand that your own energy is highly connected to this race. Let us express to you what we are aware of. These specific entities reside within a star that is quite dim in the Kalina constellation, and in their energy, they are within a star that is very similar to your Earth star, but approximately 3 times larger. They are on the 5th planet within this area, within this solar system. There are 2 moons that go around the planet. None of them are quite as large as the moon upon your own planet, but they are still very beautiful to look at. One of these moons incorporates very basic second density life. It also incorporates the first density elementals, but bacteria is beginning to grow in small, very small tree-plants, if you will. Much of the rocks that begin to make oxygen in your primordial Earth. And in this expression, the entities that are of the third density nature, that reside on the planet and not on the moon, these entities are coming into the very first portion of their existence in creation, and what they are much as your primitive humans once were. They are now beginning to go through their hunting-gathering stage. They are learning to communicate verbally. They are also learning to co-create experiences with one another in tribal connections, and they are also being benefited by those who are of a human race. Much as your race, much as the entities that you would perceive to be Pleaidian, or the stereotypical Pleaidians, the ones that appear to be perfect humans by human standards, these entities are working very closely with them. They are teaching them the desire to kill, the desire to harm, is not necessarily one that is very usable. And in this specific energy, once they are able to shed the feelings of violence, and once they are able to shed the feelings of need to attack one another, that they are able to recommunicate and recommune with more than one tribe at a time without worrying of warfare. And these entities are very connected to humanity's energy, as you are both sharing the very early stages of similar evolution. These entities appear to be much as a human bipedal physical body with 2 legs and 2 arms. They are moving with 4 fingers and 1 thumb, so they are having 5, but they are also having what you would call on your animals, your dog animals, as a dew claw. And this is a hook that comes from the base of their wrist into the palm area and is used to help grip, having extra grip. Their trees are not like yours in the way of bark, but they are very sturdy wood, much as perhaps very hard wood within your planet, such as the oak. They are able to use this dew claw in concert with their fingers and hands to climb trees. They are very good at climbing, and they are very accepting of communication with the human entities. There are still attacks that happen when the Pleaidian entities come in. Some of the tribes will throw what you would call a primitive weapon, perhaps a spear, at their ship, but this does not affect the Pleaidians, as they are very understanding of this. And this is what we have for you to share of the K9 Carinian entities.
Oh, I love how you give all the deep details, including the physical features, Treb. That's great.
Yes,
Aww.
it is very exciting for us.
And I want to thank you, Robert, for your call, and we love you very much. And thank you for your question again. The next caller we're going to take is from the 631 area code. 631, who do we have with us this evening?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hi. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Who do we have?
Yes. Claribel.
Gabrielle?
Claribel. Claribel.
Oh, okay. Do you have a question for Treb Bor Yit tonight?
Artist.
Yes, one moment, please, and we will connect you in.
Sure.
Good evening. We know that you are here with questions. You may begin when you are ready.
Okay. Hello, artist. How are you doing?
I am doing exceptionally well this evening, as are you, as we feel your excitement.
Okay. Thank you. I resonate a lot with what you say, what is being said in the show about like the past 2 years, and for me it's been very difficult, and I wanted some more like guidance or a message in regards to like my career and things of that nature, because I've been very blocked in those areas.
What is your greatest excitement? First of all, we must ask you this, as nothing else will be as important as this question.
That's actually a hard question for me to answer because I like so many different things.
Yes, we understand this idea. Let us share with you first. Finding an excitement can be very difficult for humans, as we understand in each moment. What we suggest is finding something that is within one of your excitements, even if the excitement is at a level that appears to be small. Invest yourself into that excitement in that moment. Once you do, an expansion of consciousness will integrate physically and non-physically to the specific energy desired in the excitement at hand, and you will be able to see if there is something within your own personal energy that will connect to that idea for using it as a career option. What we can suggest is all of the information that you've learned from your childhood till now, all of the information and energy that you have used to put on the beginning of your career, you may disconnect yourself from this if you desire. There are many things that you have learned that you are not resonant with. There are many things that you have learned that do not entail excited energy. It is okay to dismiss yourself from this, no matter how long a periods of time you have used in a job or in a career setting. It is okay to separate yourself. For example, there are many entities who have worked within food industry for 1 decade, and it does not excite them, but they are thinking in their own conscious thoughts, because I have had 10 years invested in one career, I must move further into this career. I have no experience anywhere else. What we will say to you is that is incorrect. What we can say to you is that even the smallest excitement is there for a reason. By placing yourself in the energy of any excitement, it will only manifest doorways and opportunities and portals to more excitements. And in a career setting, excitement is the number one way for success. If you do not have excitement in your job, in your career, you will never be what you think of to be successful. Whether you have $1 million or whether you have 100, your success level is not dependent on the bank account level. It is only dependent on your excitement in that career, in that moment. And if your excitement and desire are fully fledged and non-resistant, you will see the financial attributes continue to flow in otherwise. We are very appreciative of your question, and by using your excitement, even at the smallest level, you will find something that resonates more than what you have dealt with before. And we thank you for your inquiry.
Oh, thank you for your question, and we love you very much. All right, so the next question we're going to take is in the 404 area code. Who do we have with us this evening, 404?
Hey, this is me, Annie.
Who's this?
Hello?
Is this Annie?
Ananda. Yeah.
Hi, Annie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. It's great to hear you. Did you have a question for Treb Bor Yit tonight?
Yeah, I did have a question. I don't care whether it's Treb Bor Yit who is answering the question. So my question is about 12 strands DNA activation. So a couple of years back, they got this process which is called the reconnection done. And the reconnection is supposed to start the 12-strand activation process. And I was just curious as to my progress in the 12-strand DNA activation, if it was initiated, if it is done with, or, what stage I am in.
Yes, what we can tell you of this is as we feel your energy, you have begun to activate portions of your DNA. Now let us explain to you that there have been many teachings upon your planet that offer the only answer to activation of DNA. All of these teachings are incorrect. There is no one answer to any question. There is no one solution for all problems. What we can tell you about activating portions of your DNA is this. You have 12 separate DNA fixtures within your own DNA. You also have the ability to have multiple strands of DNA. Instead of the double helix version that you have now, you are able to have more complex DNA. 12 different races have blended their DNA to humanity, and what happens is through excitement, and excitement is what? Excitement is love. Excitement is a lack of resistance within loving what is happening in that moment. This is the idea of excitement. It is what excitement is defined by. And if you are looking at excitement in the idea of what love is the most vibrant vibration and energy that one can have. And when you place love into DNA, it is a very high and squeezed together energy format. If you are to look at it with your own eyes, it will be very vibrant, very high, raising and smushed together so that it is touching more portions of DNA than any other energy. This is the key to activation in any format. If you are living in your excitement, if you are living in your highest desire, if you are living with large amounts of love, you will activate all portions of DNA. It can take longer for some people because some people have built a resistance. Some people have looked upon love as if it is something different than what it truly is. Definition of love for many humans is much different than creator love energy. What creator love energy is the intent to connect to all things without resistance. And if you can incorporate this into your daily exercises, if you can incorporate this into your way of being, by living excitement and living love, you will activate all 12 portions of DNA within your strands, as well as providing yourself with more than the double helix standard that you are now beginning to crack open, now beginning to decode with your own excitements. What we can tell you is you are activating many portions of your DNA when you are living in your excitement. When you fail to step forward into your excitement in those moments, you are not giving the DNA the attention that you desire with vibrational energy. And we do not mean that you are ignoring portions of physical body or anything to this degree. What we are saying is when you do not step, when you do not act upon your excitements, it does not give the chance to give much of this love energy to the physical portions of DNA so that it may activate at the highest optimum rate. Thank you.
Okay. So, did the reconnection procedure do anything with the DNA activation, or?
Yes, what this is an activation within itself. love energy, as it touches multiple portions of DNA, will excite the portion in which DNA and energy interact. The more intersection lines that you have with the DNA, the more portions become excited, the more portions morph, and the more portions that are opening up other portal ways for connections of the DNA itself. This is the mechanics of it on the most simplest level that we can explain. There are much more properties to this, expressing portions of BBA consciousness, which is something that is highly advanced to get into the less than 1 hour that we have. We will express more of this as we share information with BBA interaction on subatomic level, particle interactions with all energies, especially that of the DNA replicated love energy transference, if you will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I want to thank you, Annie, too, for your call. And I just wanted to make the quick observation that, the previous caller was wanting to know more about how they could connect with what they want with their career, that following your excitement, connecting with your love, just doing that also helps to activate that 12-strand DNA. So I found it very interesting that they sound like two entirely different questions, and yet she is in her own way, the previous caller, also seeking to activate her DNA as well by following her highest excitement.
This is correct, and we applaud you for seeing the connection, as all things that are introduced into love and excitement are connected, and they are connected by the highest vibration available to physical reality in your environment and in my environment alike. We thank you for this idea, and you are loved.
Oh, you are loved too. Well, thanks again, Annie, and it's always a pleasure to hear your voice. And the next phone call, or the phone caller, if you will, we're going to take 480. Who do we have with us this evening?
Hi, Kalina. This is Grant from Arizona. Can you hear me?
Hi, Grant. How are you?
Good. Could I talk to Treb, please?
Absolutely.
Yes, one moment. We will connect you. Yes, good evening, Grant.
Hi, Treb. It's nice to talk to you in this actual format through Rob.
Yes, it is very exciting to speak to you in this way as well.
As you know, my affinity is being restored now, and I was wondering what kind of Vimana you wanted me to visit your physical planet with. What would your highest excitement be?
In this question, we are not sure exactly what you are meaning of connecting in the specific vibration. What are you specifically meaning in the idea of these words? We are not sure of the definition of these words.
Oh, if I come to visit your planet, since I'll be in the free state with all the DNA activated, what preferable way would you have me to visit your planet in physicality?
Yes! What we wish to express to you is that if you desire to connect to us upon our own planet in an astral projected state, what we can offer you is that the host is connected to many stars in which his own vibration was very resonant, and he strings them together in a sound vibration mantra. This mantra, by expressing one after the other in a specific sound vibration, allows the energy to coalesce. It allows him to be within his own excitement, and this was the mechanism of his connection during the original states. And while he is doing this, he is projecting himself into what appears to your own planet to be the constellation of Aragai, and in this constellation of Aragai he is well aware of the physical mappings of the constellation, and through his awareness of the geometric patterns and the geometric shapes, which also lends energy to the connection process, he looks upon the star that is Capella and zooms into this, and in that way he was able to project himself. But in the way of other means of connection and other means of transportation of consciousness, whether it be in a physical state or a non-physical state, what we can express to you is that if your excitement is high enough, if your intent is placed to connect to our race, in any way that you desire to come, in any way that you desire to interact with us, we are always willing to accept and to reconnect to all of you. We are very fond of the human energy, and we are all very excited to co-create with any of you.
Oh, and Treb, I understand that you and Rob had come up with a short chant or mantra. Would you mind singing one line of that for us?
Yes! One of the ideas or the mantras that the host has made is the idea, obviously, having the star that represents our connection, Capella. We will share one line of this with you within an amalgamative voice of myself and the host. One moment, please, and we will connect to the sound vibration. Capella. Yes, and when you place more stars with this in your own, the host is chosen, Theta Tauri, Aldebaran, even the planets of Venus and Jupiter, amalgamating them into Venus-Jupiter, and once he is amalgamating all of these sounds, placing them in a specific order that is most resonant for himself, as well as my own connection to him, he makes a specific mantra in which he is shared in a public format, where if any of you are willing to play this within your radio or to sing this with your own voice, it will always connect my own energy to yours. Perhaps it will not be in the same degree in which I have connected to the host, as each individual representations of your own excitement will allow or depend upon the specific amount of energy in which I connect you with. But if your resistance is very let go of, and if your excitement is very high, the more consciousness that I can connect you with this. And if you use the host mantra that he has specifically given and shared with the public, this will always allow a portion of my consciousness to connect to you.
Oh, perhaps we should get another recording going. What do you think, Treb? Shall we release a new one soon?
Yes, perhaps the old one is put upon technology that is less advanced than the one in which you have now. So perhaps clarity of sound and vibration can help assist others in finding their excitement to connect to us.
Yep, and maybe we can get one out for Aridif as well.
What we wish to do is, if your willingness and excitement is there, to help the host within the mantra so that there is more pretty voices and sound coming with it.
Absolutely.
Yes! We are very excited to hear this.
I'm normally very, very shy about sharing my voice, but I will definitely do that.
Yes!
All right. Well, that was very exciting. Thank you so much, Grant, for calling in. Who knows? You set your intention, too, in your dream state tonight. That's also one way to visit Treb as well.
Yes, it is a very powerful way. If you lay down and you clear your body and relax from foot to head, and then repeat the intent, I wish to connect to Treb, or Treb Bor Yit NE, or the green reptilian friend, whatever your word for me is. Some are perhaps less offensive than others in the human perspective, but I am appreciative of all of them. If you are connecting to your intent to connect to me, I will be there within your safe state.
Aww. Thank you so much, Treb.
Yes, and thank you as well.
All right. Shall we take another caller?
Yes, as many as you have.
Yay. Okay, so let me see who's next in line here. Okay, we have a 602 area code. Who do we have with us this evening? 602?
Yes, I am here. Hello, Kalina. My name is Chris. I'm calling from Arizona. How are you doing?
Hi, Chris. Another Arizonian, I'll say. That's awesome.
Talking about synchronicity, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's really good portal over there, too. So, welcome, and do you have a question for Treb and or Aridif?
Yes, I have a question for Treb.
Yes, we are here for your questions.
Hello, Treb. How are you?
I'm doing very well, and how are you doing this evening?
Oh, very good.
Yes!
My question. Okay, my question is, why are camels so fresh?
What is the question?
Oh, why are camels so fresh? Always had a life.
Yes!
So why are camels so fresh?
Yes! The great resonance that you have with them are upon many levels. If you look at the idea of what fresh is, the excitedness within this, it is always something great to find this reason within yourself. When you look at your childhood of visiting camels within your zoo, you will find out that the freshness comes from yourself. And we are very excited to camel connect with you this evening.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Chris, for your call. We will take 310, although I think kitty cats are pretty fresh. They're really cool, very
Yes, and the host believes that dogs are very fresh as well.
Dogs are definitely fresh, too. Okay, so we will take 310 is the next one up. 310, who do we have with us this evening?
Hi, Kalina. It's Sharon McCormick.
Hi, Sharon. How are you?
I'm great. How are y'all?
Oh, we're just really, really having a good time, having a blast.
Yep. Well, this isn't the question I called in with, but I'm being pushed from the other side to ask it. So either Aridif or Treb, whoever wants to take it. Earlier this year, Treb brought through my oldest typer daughter, Shay, so I could talk to her. And she recently introduced me to a 10-year-old Atlantean girl named Maluka, Maluka, who apparently is one of my oversoul counterparts. And I just wondered if either one of them knows anything about Maluka.
Yes! One moment, please, and we will connect to Aridif, which has more insight, perhaps, on this idea. Or better yet, one moment, please, and we will connect to Maluka. One moment. Greeting, Sharon.
Hello, Maluka. Wow. This is unexpected.
How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I am very excited to be here tonight.
Wow. I've been working on a story about you, and I was hoping to get a little insight from the boys, but this is great.
What I want to share with you in this moment is that our connection goes much further than this existence. When you are co-creating your experiences with the entities that are pushing energy and information from the other side, there is always an expression of excitement that comes to you. And in your sleep state, you have been aware of times that are in desert regions long ago. And in this sleep state, when you are dreaming of this is one area where I was able to visit you physically in your desertous region, in the planet, now the area that is south in Africa. I was able to come and connect you physically in that lifetime. This was maybe 7,200 years of your time ago. And in that specific time range, in that specific connection that we shared, I was always able to send love to you. And I want to let you know of that connection. When you look into this connection more deeply, you will find out more, not just about our connection, but about yourself. And I wanted to share this with you. I am always sending love to you and with you. And Maluka, in the energy of the way it sounds, there's much energy in the sound of the connection.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you very much.
We are going to reconnect to Aridif in this moment.
I love you.
Yes, the entity Maluka expresses love also, but was not able to express it in the time that it takes to reconnect What I wish to share is through your oversoul, you are connecting to this entity that you call Maluka. The dream state is where the energy flows the greatest. Practice your intention to connect in this dream state. This will bring you clarity on great many things.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You are welcome and you are loved. Good evening.
You too.
Yes, we love you very much, Tara.
Thanks, Kalina. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Night. All right. Okay, so should we take more callers?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Our next caller is in the 312 area code. Who do we have with us this evening?
Hi.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
It is Patrick.
This is Patrick.
One from Chicago, I believe.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Hi.
Good evening, Patrick.
Good evening. Thank you for your help, Eric.
So great to hear from you.
Yeah. I'd like to talk to Treb.
Sure.
Yes, one moment.
Okay.
We will connect you to Treb Bor Yit NE.
Okay.
Yes. Good evening,
Hi, Treb.
Patrick.
Good evening.
Yes. Hello to you as well.
I had a question about the entity that I'm connected through my oversoul that's a part of your race. I wanted some information about that entity, like the name or whatever you can give me.
Yes. As you are aware, within our own race, we do not have names. We give energetic signatures that match, such as the name that I have given to your race, Treb Bor Yit NE, is a representation of the area of the planet in which I come from, the lineage, also the star system in which we come from, and in this representational quality, we will give you a similar concept that in the name Treb Bor Yit NE represents a specific lineage, then what we will give you is Treb Bor Yit NE, and Treb Bor Yit NE is the entity that is most directly connected to you. This entity is what you would perceive to be a female entity. It is one that resides within a specific area of my own planet, and this entity is one that is connected in the oversoul. There are actually 3 entities that are connecting to you. From the previous time that we have spoken, we were only able to perceive one, and in this one perception, because of your excitement, you drew more portions of consciousness to you. So in this way, you are experiencing more connections to our race, the more excited about it that you become. And this is the greatest thing that we can say about excitement, as it draws forward all great meanings and ideas to you, but also attracts to you that in which you are most greatly excited about. What specific area of consciousness or what specific detail about the Treb Bor Yit NE do you wish to experience?
Like, what does she do? Like, and then also, did she have anything that you wanted to tell me or communicate?
Yes! Let us express to you that in the way that you see each one of us having a job, the job of this entity specifically is when going out to other planets to look at second density entities, third density entities, there are communications that are made with physical body language, and in that physical body language, as many races that are in second density and third density often do not communicate with verbal or even telepathic communication. They are only communicating in the physical means and physical attributes, so this entity telepathically connects to the collective consciousness within these planets, connects to the second and third density entities who use and entail body language in their own existence, and connects to them on that level. And then they are able to telepathically show us what the body language is. So if the second density entities, or third density entities for that matter, are able to perceive us, we are able to share body language as best as we can with our own physical makeup, or at least the ones that are most obvious to them, so that they are aware of what our intentions are, what our communications are. And I have worked personally with this entity many times. I am connecting to this entity telepathically And what she wishes to share with you in this one moment is she has always very greatly felt you inside of her heart. The love that she shares for you is very great and expansive. And if your decision to connect to her more energetically comes that you are able to experience more of her energy just by experiencing the portions of excitement that you are. Through your excitement to connect to her, you have made an energetic bond. You have made what you would call perhaps a string link of energy. And in this link, in this cord that you have attached to her, your energy is always flowing back and forth with one another. And as long as your excitement to connect to her is staying strong, you will always receive this cord of energy from one another. And this is a great excitement for us to share with you in this moment.
Okay, does she look like you? Like
yes.
similar? Does she have similar features? Okay.
Yes, we are all very common in our looks. Approximately 3 inches shorter than myself. The eyes are the same tone of purple, but her specific red patterns of the dots are not as symmetrical as mine are. They are semi-symmetrical, as most of them are very common and very close, but there are certain areas in which they shift. Let us express that if we are having one red dot 2 inches from the precipice or the teardrop portion of the eyeball, and both of them are exactly 2 inches from this area. Within her, some periods are 2 inches, some are 2 1/4. So it is mostly symmetrical, but in our own perception, not exactly symmetrical, and this is very common for many entities upon our planet.
Okay. Thank you for everything, and thank Aridif for his help. He's been helping me a lot also. And thank you for connecting with me, because I felt your energy multiple times, even before the last time we talked and stuff.
Yes.
So I've been feeling your energy. Yeah.
Yes, we are spending a great deal of time with you. And Aridif is also sending his own love. As many humans have begun to interpret Aridif and finding out what his energy is about, there is a miscommunication between many human entities that believes because Aridif's voice is so rigid and so straight to the point, and that he does not play around with energy and words such as we do, what they suggest in their own mind is that he is very stiff and very difficult to deal with. But let us express that his love is actually matching, or even in some areas surpassing, my own ability to love as well. So he is loving you as much or more than I am in this moment as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you are very welcome. We will see you again very soon, dear friend.
We love you, Patrick.
We love you too. I love you too.
Yes, we all.
I love all you guys. Thank you.
Yes.
Aw. He's so wonderful.
Yes, we are very excited to connect to him.
Yes. Now, I wanted to mention that Rob had mentioned the possibility of running over, that we may have some time to run over on the show tonight because we've still got plenty of callers. How is it feeling as far as, can we take some more callers tonight if we run over?
Of course we may.
Oh, awesome. And I just wanted to mention that for those of you that are listening via computer, it may or may not cut you off. It will archive if you call 347-308-8788 before the show ends in about 11 minutes. So I would definitely call 347-308-8788. I think if you call via Skype, it will also keep you connected, although I'm not 100% sure with all the changes going on with the Blog Talk Radio. But we're going to run over on time to get some more questions in, because it's a very special night. People are feeling very connected. They're wanting to connect. So we want to take as many as we can. Try to limit it to one question, because we want to try and get to everybody if possible, and there's a lot of you guys, so we want to connect with you. Okay, so I think I know who our next caller is. 352. I believe we have, is this Savita?
Yes.
Hi, beautiful sister. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm missing you.
Oh, good.
I know. It has been so many days. I spoke to you guys.
I know, it's been a long time.
I know. And I was thinking, oh my God, if I'm in queue or not, let me raise my hand again, and Okay. Can I speak to Treb?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Treb, I love you.
I love you as well, and it's good to speak to you again, Sabita.
I know, Treb, whenever I feel sad, I think about you and I feel happy.
Yes, and I am always happy to think of you as well.
Oh, you think about me?
Yes, very frequently I think of many of you that I have connected to, and who are very excited to connect to me, and each time that you feel a resonance with what the words are that we are sharing are, or when you think about me and excitement, it always brings a portion of my energy to you, and therefore I am thinking of you.
He really does.
Oh, then I think about you a lot.
Yes, and therefore I'm thinking of you a lot.
Treb, I need your help again.
Yes.
I don't know what to do with myself. I'm so unclear about things. My heart is both the ways. I don't know what to do. So can you please connect to my energy, and can you tell me? I'm talking to one of the gentlemen nowadays. It's not talking. It's like we just started talking, and I do not know whether to carry this relationship or I should let it go. When we started talking, we just connected right away. So can you read my energy, and if you can read his energy and tell me what is the percentage of compatibility and all, and whatever you can tell me, please.
Yes, as you are aware, we will not be able to express what you should or should not do, nor are we able to dig deeply in the information unless it is shared. But as you are already aware of all of these things, I have already been given permission to connect you. So if you begin to close your eyes and to push the energy out as you are well accustomed to, we will connect you in this moment.
Okay, I'm doing it now.
Yes, one moment, please. Yes! Let us express that within this communication with this entity, we perceive that your energies have touched many times previously in previous incarnations, and that through these incarnations you have been able to experience both growth and both discomfort and disconnection. So in this way of what you are doing in this existence, in your own mind, there are karmic concepts that you are clearing up and working upon. But let us suggest to you, as you are already aware, that karma is not in the same fashion that many of you believe it is. What it is energy from both of yourselves reenacting itself through other incarnations. In this specific incarnation, what we see in energy is a fear of full connection, and what we see is a fear of disconnection coming from energies within both of you. So what we can suggest is that when you are feeling your heart, when you are feeling the area of excitement to be with this entity, to look at why it excites you and what excites you the greatest. But when you are feeling more disconnected, when you are feeling as if it is not a possibility to work, what we suggest you look at most specifically is what is it about the interactions that we are having that makes me feel as if this energy will not be able to push us forward through excitement. It is not always that you will be able to have excitement when interacting with others. This is why many entities in this time have begun to leave behind the idea of marriages as some entities are not capable of having 100% resonance in all times, and they believe that if they do not have a marriage, that they will be able to love who they want and the way that they want in all times. But what we can suggest to you, in the way of thinking in this manner, that if you are able to love someone and still not resonate with them, that this is just as acceptable as not being able to love another. It is all to the perception of each entity specifically that will matter in the way that they form the relationship and connect to one another. Your specific energy as it touches this entity's energy is that there are many ups and downs of energy within both of you. The ones that are going downward in energy are only the fears of being hurt or fears of not being able to enjoy oneself in connection for a long-term period. So what we suggest to both of you is that you sit with one another and speak directly from the heart and express to each one what it is in your greatest excitements and the times in which you are excited, and what your greatest fears about the other in your interaction with one another, and this will help both of you become more on the same page.
I did feel, when I met him first time, I did feel like we just connected, and so I know I cannot take much time. Can you give me a percentage if that relationship works out? What are the percentage of success? This is a silly question, but I'm a human.
Yes, we understand, and no question is silly or stupid or irrelevant. If it is within your excitement, we are happy to engage this idea. Let us look into the idea that in this moment, in the energy of unsurety, the percentage rate of the highest percentage, as you know, there are several thousands of probabilities. The highest percentage in this moment of being able to be successful is 12.8%. But when you do not have doubt, when you have felt those precipices of excitement and the other entity has shown excitement, there are as high a rates as 57.8% to 59.8% in which you are able to communicate and able to have a long-term relationship. So when your excitements are high, your chance of connecting is much deeper. As you know, 58.9% is much higher of a rate than most percentages, as there are thousands being put out. So many of these are less than 1/1000th of a fraction. So this is a very high percentage. And this is what we are able to perceive within your energies and probabilities.
Thank you very much, Treb.
Yes, you are very welcome. And I assure you that we will speak again very soon, as I am seeing a highest probability that within the next month we will have an opportunity to speak for a long period of time.
Wow. I always look forward. How much I crave to see you. And I got a message, and I was saying I wish I could hug you, and I know the way the messages come through for the higher self, and the message came. Thank you for the hug, and it was beautiful. I don't know who sent that message.
You are very welcome, and we are always welcoming and willing to give hugs back to you as well.
We love you, Savita. And thank you for sharing your heart tonight. I know that was kind of hard for you to, but I know that there are a lot of people listening who are going through something very, very similar, and I just really want to appreciate you for your bravery and for sharing your heart to the whole collective.
Good night.
Good night. We love you.
Love you too, sweetie.
Aww. Okay. Next caller, we'll jump right into 816. Who do we have with us this evening?
Oh my gosh. Hello, this is Philip, aka PBS. Hi.
Hey, Philip. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. It's great to hear your beautiful voice. I'm glad that you're feeling better.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'll jump right in. I think tonight I was going to say I'd either talk to whoever had the best information for me. And I love Treb, and I'd like to talk to Aridif tonight.
Yes! One moment, please, and we will connect you to Aridif.
Thanks, buddy.
Good evening, Philip. We are here to answer whatever question that you have and interact with you in accordance.
Oh, good evening. Wonderful to connect with you.
Yes.
My question is concerning my connection to, as I understand it, our connection to various races is representative of that race's part of our DNA being activated. For example, if we're feeling in a certain part of our lives a connection to the Pleaidians or to any other race, that is the part of our DNA that we're activating most during that time in our life. And so I've asked before about my connections to various races, and I feel like I'm connected to Arcturian energy and some others. So I was curious if I could get maybe some kind of status report as to what races am I connecting to, am I activating my DNA, as you can see in my energy right now.
Yes, but before we dig into this further, let us qualify our own answer by expressing that what you have said is correct. When you have resonance with one race, this can activate that portion of DNA that is within you. But it is not only a resonance with one race or another that activates the specific DNA pattern within you. Let us qualify this and express it further. What we can tell you is that when you are looking at any excitement, whether it be of playing a sports game or whether it be of helping homeless children being fed, all of these have validity, but each one of those excitements carries a slight different signature of excitement and love. Even though love is a basic generic term and it is an energy that is only one energy, it has variance within the physical wave patterns that it carries. This is dependent on your resonance with what you are doing, your level of excitement, your intensity of that excitement. Also, it depends on if you are going through excitement, happiness, joy. All of these are very positive, loving energies, but separate energy signatures. Dependent on what signature, what intensity, and what lack or abundance of resistance that you have within you will determine the specific energetic qualities that go through your DNA. Now, as you understand, if you have a different pattern laid on top of the same area, it will intersect in different lines. It will intersect at different points of DNA and determine what portions of DNA become activated. Now, with this giving clarity to what we expand on further, what we will say is your resonance to Arcturian energy is plain to see that specific excitement comes from an area of energetic connection. From your oversoul, you connect to Arcturians on two levels. You have the stereotypical 5th dynasty Arcturians, the ones who are short and blue, who sing beautifully and heal very adequately, and you also have a connection to a 4th dynasty, what most of you would call artificial intelligence entity. In that oversoul, you have a connection there as well. Now, when you break apart more varieties of energy, also DNA in humanity, if we are looking only at those races, you have lineage from ancient reptilians, you have lineage that is Pleaidian in nature, you also have Syrian energy within you. You have all of the DNA, but these most specifically are connected to you directly in your excitements that you share now. Those portions are being activated within you in each moment. As you continue in your excitements, as you look further or expand excitement or release resistance, the different portions of your DNA will begin to interact. But as in this moment, your energy to the resonance of those races are the strongest. But that does not mean that those portions of yourself are the only portions that are becoming activated. You are also activating many different portions of DNA as well. The further your excitements are in any degree, the further your interaction with DNA will become. This we can assure you. Thank you, and you are loved.
Awesome. Thank you.
You are welcome.
And Robin, I love you too, Philip. So does Treb.
Thank you.
I hear you. I've been connecting a lot to my dear Arcturians as well. So
we have an approximated time of 3 callers that are left, depending on the expansion of excitement within them and the brevity or length of time it takes to answer all of the questions.
All right, we'll keep checking in with you guys, with you on that. Philip, thank you for calling in and asking your question. And again, we love you.
Love you too, guys. Thank you.
Aw. Okay. Next caller is in the 503 area code. Who do we have with us this evening?
Hey, Kalina, how are you?
Good. How are you? Who do we have with us?
I'm doing good. Oh, I'm sorry. My name's Aaron.
Oh, hi, Aaron.
Hi.
Welcome.
I just wanted to say, yeah, thank you. Just wanted to say hi to you, Rob, Treb, and Aridif. I love these conversations. These are pretty much look forward to these every week now. They're great.
Aww.
And I love all the questions that have been asked. And yeah, I had a question. I'm not sure if Treb or Aridif want to answer it, but it has to do with DMT. I'm not sure if you are aware of what that is.
Yes, we are aware of this and the interactions it has with humans on a physical and non-physical level, as well as we have been with humans throughout the entirety of their primitive stages, as you would look at it to be primitive stages. We know of many entheogens and the way it interacts, as does Treb Bor Yit NE, but we are happy to answer any question that you have on that subject in this moment.
That's really awesome. Okay. Well, this is a drug. I don't really consider myself much of a drug user, but this is one drug that has seemingly for the past few years has always been available to me, like just on a doorstep. And I kind of saw some synchronicity in that, and there has to be some reason for that, because from what I understand, it's not supposed to be a very rare one on top of it, and has a lot to do with the pineal gland. What I'm curious about is I've only done it twice, and I did it recently this past, say, Halloween weekend. And I'm curious because I'm not sure if you guys can actually see or feel or experience my exact experience that I was having with them in those moments. But I'm very fascinated with how you just disconnect from your physical body, at least on the first time I did it, and it can be very close to some of the most deepest meditations I've had, and some of the bleed-throughs of seeing, these geometric shapes and extrasensory stuff I've seen without being on anything, just by being on my highest excitement, I believe. I'm wondering if you could give me some advice, because this second time I did it, I didn't physically disconnect, or my optical nerves just I don't see anything. I'm just in another completely different place. And I know I'm talking all over the place here, but it's very interesting to me because from what I'm being told is there's a breakthrough point, and I don't know if I've ever reached that or if I was experiencing that, because I don't know if I'm getting a different experience than other people, the way how I'm kind of configured a little differently, with my chakras being a little bit more at a default state, higher in the third eye region. Can you help me understand just these experiences a little bit
yes.
more?
Yes, we understand what you mean. First of all, we must qualify this answer with more previous information. First of all, we wish to express that the entheogens of humans were set for a specific purpose in the what you call primitive times of mankind. This drug was available and open and ready for all to have and all to take because in their own mindset, in their own figuration of limitation, they were not able to expand into the third eye as easily en masse. Now, let us explain that the fall of consciousness that happened after the times of Atlantis is what set this motion into play. And as all entities began to experience that they could reconnect to themselves as the high masters that once they were in their own thought process, this made them desire this. Now, as your consciousness has grown, as your consciousness has expanded, this is not necessarily needed, but it can be used as a very quick triggering mechanism to open the third eye region. This pineal gland is one that connects very strongly and deeply from the third eye itself. It is, in turn, what you are activating in the deep meditative states of the third eye. The pineal gland is not just giving you chemicals that get you high, it is expanding your own consciousness from non-physical states into your physical existence. You are able to perceive that in which you would not be able to perceive without this third eye expansion. Now, what we give you in your set, yes, Treb Bor Yit NE spoke to you of your natural default setting chakra system being in a higher level than that of many humans because of your level of consciousness that you have come to before entering your incarnative cycle here upon Earth. We understand this, but this has little to do with your effects on this specific drug. Because your ability to see shapes, to see the geometric patterns, and to expand your third eye consciousness into the area of secretion of pineal gland without the drug, this puts you in a different format than many humans. Most humans have very personal experiences with this drug. They are having experiences in which only they have an experience. It is never duplicated or simulated by any other human, as each one of your consciousness chakra system alignment is different. Now, when you see this, when you look into this, your experiences personally are the first experience, expansion of third eye, as is dictated in meditative states, or geometrically, you are raising vibration to see the ways that the BBA interacts with physical reality, which allows a specific matrix of non-physical energy to come into your physical existence. Although it is always there, it is giving your perceptionary capability to see it. Now, when you're expanding consciousness, seeing the interaction of the most basic formats of your atomic structures and how the geometric patterns shape physical to non-physical or non-physical to physical interaction, depending on how you are perceiving this, this is what you're experiencing at the most intricate level. The second time in which you perceive this, you were not able to touch this area because you have had an expectation that became built. Because of your first experience, your expectation stood in the way of the energy flowing in the degree that it should have flew or flown. And in that flowing of energy, you were not able to perceive, although you were able to experience the second-hand nature of what this drug does, displacement of third eye chakra system, transference of BBAs through geometric shapes. All of these things are still available, but your experience differed greatly. It was not as expansive in the way of yourself, consciousness being projected into other regions so that you were able to experience that specifically. We are not able to look in on your specific experience or interaction, but we see your energy in the way it lies within yourself, and this is what we give examples of. Thank you for sharing these ideas. You are loved.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your call, Aaron.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We love you too.
Love you.
Aw. Okay, so we have 941 area code next. Who do we have with us, 941?
You have Catherine.
Hi, Catherine. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Awesome.
May I please speak with Treb this evening?
Yes, one moment and we will connect you to Treb Bor Yit NE. Yes! Good evening,
You are pure joy.
Yes, and you are pure joy as well.
I have been without a romantic partner for a very, very long time. And in the last couple of months, I have connected with someone, incidentally, also with the name of Aaron, not the same person you were just speaking to. That would have been really unique. Anyways, I feel such a connection with him. He has had a very similar experience that he has been without someone for a very long time, and it seems like we have just gravitated towards each other, and it feels very comfortable, and it feels like I've known this gentleman before, and want to know if you can shed any light on this relationship, past, present, or future.
Yes! Let it express to you that normally we would ask your permission to look into your energy, and then we would look into this further, and then we would give you what we have. But let us express that you are wearing this energy on your sleeve, as is Erin, who is co-creating this with you. So let us express to you that there are two previous incarnations in which we are able to perceive. One of these incarnations is in a time period that you would deem to be mid-1700 level, and in this area you are in a Southern American region. You are still within one of the later remaining tribes, one who is not accepting and advancing the new European influence upon your region. And in this area you are both practicing medicinal shamanism, if you will, where you are helping others expand their consciousness, such as the previous caller was experiencing the entheogens that he was speaking of. In this area you are giving people entheogens, but you are also healing many of the physical ailments with medicinal plants, as well as with shamanistic drumming and singing and dancing. And in all of these areas, both of you share the shamanistic version. Both of you were able to help experience this and to share your own shamanistic energy. In that experience, you were the teacher of Erin. He was younger than you were, and you were the one who was teaching him. And as you begin to become very old in your later years, your connection and feeling that he was complete teacher and that he was able and willing to take over for you gave you a great amount of rest in your mind before you physically unincarnated. And in that experience you shared great love and great energy. And one energy that we are able to perceive before this is the time period that you would deem to be approximately 700 AD area. And in this area you are in the southern Rome region. Both of you, for all intents and purposes, when expressing this, are very normal people. You are both traders of perhaps regular things that people would have in that time period, such as small amounts of food, clothing, such things as these. It was whatever you could get your hands upon, but for most intents and purposes, the basic necessities. And in your experience, you begin to integrate a relationship with people who are further outward, and one of these journeys had led both of you out to the eastern area, going out into India. And when both of you arrive in India for your tradesmanship ideas, you begin to expand your ideas of what could be traded and what perfect things that you had found in India that are worth more in the Roman trade-in regions. You begin to integrate yourself with many locals there. Your first trip went quite swimmingly, although it was awkward. Customary things were very different. The gods in which they praised were very weird to you, and very odd, and very perhaps hedonistic in ways. And in your experience, you begin to integrate more excitements to visit there, as some of the ideas begin to rub off upon you. Now, as both of you, as dear friends, traveled for approximately the 7th trip, during that time period, you met an entity who explained to you what it was to incarnate and to reincarnate. And you begin to learn much of this reincarnation idea. You begin to integrate more beliefs of having multiple lives, as previously you did not believe that multiple lives were able to be had. And when you went back to your area in this Rome region, you did not express much of these ideas to others, as you believed that they would think of you to be crazy. So there was some resistance within sharing these ideas with others, but in the general sense, your excitement became high enough where both of you decided to take your families and to leave that area and to stay in India. You stayed amongst with Indians for a very long period of time until both of you became older, and then the sons and daughters that you had wished to go back to Rome. They ended up going back to Rome and were not well accepted and moved to different areas of Greece and further north in Europe, and in their own journeys they were excited and happy, but both of you remained into the Indian area until the day you died. And this was a very exciting incarnation as well.
Wow.
Yes, very wow indeed.
Do you see this as I can't think of how to word this. Will this relationship continue to blossom the way it has so far?
Let's express that as long as you place your excitement into co-creating with this entity, and you do not place too much expectations, the percentage of success rate in continuing this relationship will be to a much higher degree. But we do not wish to express that you can or cannot make expectations, or that you should or should not be excited. But as you are aware, these things are something that we would suggest you whether you are in a relationship or not. So by implementing these into your connection and vibration and relationship with this entity, your success rate will be at a much higher probability.
Beautiful. Thank you, Treb.
Yes, you are very welcome.
Thank you so much, Catherine, for calling in.
You're very welcome.
That was very enjoyable, too.
Yes! What we are experiencing and expressing is that there is time left for one last caller or one last question.
For one more caller? All right.
Yes!
I thought that was Catherine. I'm so sorry about that. I want to just say thank you again, Catherine, for your call. We actually have 2 more callers on the line. Is there enough time to get them? I don't want to put you guys on the spot, but I'd hate for anybody to get left out.
This is very dependent on the concept of how long it takes and what questions there are. Aridif seems to be more stringent upon this idea, but I am not minding so much to connect.
Aridif, what do you think? We have a secondary way of communicating. What do you think, Aridif? Can we get both of them in?
Yes, we are willing to do whatever is necessary to complete this communication. Whatever is in your excitement, let us move forward into.
Yes. I know that Rob's consciousness is in there too. We've taken that into consideration. I certainly am excited to get everybody in if we can, but we only have 2 more. So maybe just keep it a little shorter, I guess. We have... It looks like Mark on Skype. Hi.
Hey, Kalina, it's Mark. How are you?
Oh, I'm awesome. How are you doing tonight?
I'm fine, thank you. I'll make it really brief. So I would like to speak to Aridif if I can, please.
Yes, we are here and we are ready for you, Mark.
Hi, Aridif.
Hello.
In a recent Hello. In a recent conversation you mentioned that the term lucid or vivid dreaming is not really the most accurate way to describe this kind of experience. I was just wondering if you could run through step by step what's occurring when we achieve the lucid dream state, and what are the particular advantages as far as making contact with entities and experiences from the fifth and sixth densities, please.
Yes, what we can express to you in the most simplest terms, and for brevity's sake, we will express that in your dream state you are astrally projecting. What this entails is your third eye consciousness. The level of consciousness within the third eye allows your soul portion, not the entirety of your fractalized consciousness, but a fractal of your fractalizated consciousness is able to be projected outward into systems of reality. Now, when you are connecting to certain races or certain fifth and sixth density entities, this is what we call the high astral state. There is a low astral state, which is nothing more than an outer body experience while your physical body is sleeping, but continuing the high fractalized consciousness is able to interpret the high fractalized dream state or high astral projected dream state by moving its physical body into existences in which is it completely comfortable to move around at will. This, because your DNA is multi-dimensional, because your DNA is expansive by nature, this allows you to interact in the higher realms. If you were not multi-dimensional DNA, as many races are not, then you would only be able to perceive the level of consciousness in which you are going to when your physical body disincarnates. So, because your DNA is multidimensional, you are moving forward into the higher realms of existence, therefore able to interact with fifth and sixth density entities at your beck and call. To remember this is another story, one that perhaps we will get into later, but if you place an intent to remember your interactions, this can help exponentially. Thank you, you are loved.
Oh, thank you so much for that question, Mar. And the final caller, this is also a Skype caller, goes by the last word Thor. I think this is David, if I remember correctly. Hi, David.
Yes, that's correct. Hello,
hey,
Kalina.
awesome.
Good evening.
Good evening. I wanted to make sure we got you in.
Thank you very much. I wouldn't have suspected it. I thought it would be too late, but apparently it worked.
Nope.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
All right. I don't know who would be better to address for this question, but I'll just give it out and then they can decide. First of all, good evening to Aridif and Treb, if you can hear me.
Yes, good evening to you as well, and Treb Bor Yit NE sends his great amount of love in his vibrant way that he does.
Thank you very much, I can feel it.
Yes.
My question is also a relationship question, I guess, concerning a woman I was connected to about 7 years ago, and I feel like I can still not get her energy off me, and maybe you or Treb could look into that and tell me what's going on there.
Yes, what this is an entanglement of energy that often occurs with humanity, because your beliefs are that when you are in sexual engagements, when you are in relationships, or when your feelings go past the normal amount of love that is expected between interaction of one human to the next, that your energy is entangled, that your energy is a part of one another and you are sharing energy. Now, this is true on so many levels when it comes to your concepts of being connected from one entity to the next, of the oneness in all of the human collective consciousness, as well as the oneness in oversouls, in soul groups, soul families, or even direct family lineage and DNA. All of this is correct. The entanglements lie in very large areas. What you are doing now is experiencing the residue of oneness that once you were. If this is uncomfortable for you, if this makes you feel negative, there are many things you can do to segregate this, but what we suggest to you is by finding a way to integrate your excitements and love for this entity, knowing that that connection is there for a reason and for an attribute of oneness within yourself, then what we would do, had we been in your shoes proverbially, is by stepping into the energy in acceptance, understanding why it is connected, but more so, understanding the reason that it is affecting you in the way that it does. Your energies are forever linked, as all human energies are linked to one another. By finding the link in which it is linked and choosing whether to segregate it, separate it or not, is your decision. If you wish to separate it, it can be as easy as an intent that expresses, we do not wish to entangle our energy with one another anymore, we will be separate. But by doing this, you are separating your energy from one another. You are segregating your energy from the oneness that once it was. This is up to you and your decision and what you desire. We are giving you all the facts in which we can. We thank you for this question, and you are loved.
Oh, and thank you, David, for your call. And I noticed there's quite a theme about relationships tonight, so I was wondering very quickly if there's time, if you and Treb wanted to share, based on the energy of our collective here, a little bit of more insight regarding relationships, because I know there are some that were calling about romantic relationships, and then also connecting to you or Treb, or we had Sharon who was connecting with another entity. So there's this big theme on relationships tonight, and I was wondering if you guys wanted to bring more insight into that tonight. It's a very, very interesting observation.
Yes, it is very interesting to observe this idea, and you are very correct. To have, again, for brevity's sake, we will give you the shortest explanation in the simplest terms available. Because you are evolving, because you are integrating consciousness at a level in which never before has been integrated, along and coupled with the concept that you are going through that energy of relationships in your specific linear terms, in the circular energy, cycled energy that Earth has, then what you are doing is combining two concepts into one. First of all, the evolutionary concept is that through your own understandings and awareness, you will be able to resurface and to reflect all energies within yourself back to you. This is why relationships are very essential. When you see another entity who you love or who you do not love, this is representing the portions of yourself in which you need to look at in a deeper level. If you hate another entity, this hatred is for a reason within you. It has nothing to do with your interaction with that entity, only a projection of said energy. Now, when you love someone, it is showing you the attributes of yourself that are greatest and highest in desire. Therefore, you can be grateful for that is within yourself. This is the coupling energy in that specific area. Now, when you are looking at the cycle of energy, your Earth collective cycle has many circular energies, many cycles. Right now, there is a 36-year cycle that deals with relationships in the Earth energy. Right now is the energy of remembrance. This will bring back many entities from your past who have not seen you in quite some time, and will also bring you an energy of those who can be most resonant if you can look past your own self-perceived downfalls and accept yourself to the highest degree. This is the information that we can share of this in this evening. We are grateful to have been a part of this conversation. We are grateful for the extensive amount of energy that all entities have placed within this, and we wish to send our love not only to all who are called, but yourself as well, Kalina.
Oh, thank you so much, Aridif and Treb. I love you both very much, and thank you for being with us again tonight.
And we love you as well. Good night. Yes! We wish to express to you all that we will now leave you in love and in light, and we will experience each other again very soon. Good night.